Today I'm making an op art drawing. I'm making a 3D disco ball. So I've got my piece of paper here, a large circle template to trace. And in this video I'm using a marker, but you're going to use a pencil so that you can erase any mistakes that you might make. So I'm tracing my circle here, and now I need to draw a straight line down the middle of the circle. I'm going to use a ruler to help me out. I'm lining up the ruler with the middle of the circle, holding it down good with one of my hands, and then I'm using my other hand to draw a line right against the ruler so that it's nice and straight, just like that. Now I'm gonna draw some lines on either side of this straight line, but they're gonna start bending outwards so that this disco ball looks more 3D, like a sphere instead of a circle. And they're gonna go with the curve of the circle on either side. So I'm gonna start in the middle, start at the top, and draw a curved line down to the bottom, kind of a skinny curve. Draw another curve from the top to the bottom. The curves are getting slightly wider as you go towards the outside of the circle. Another curve going from the top to the bottom of the circle. And then I'll do one more. I think 4 lines on each side is a good amount. So there's my curved lines on this side. Now the other curved lines are going to go with this curve of the circle, so they're going to go the opposite way from the top to the bottom, starting out a little skinnier and then getting wider as I go out. And again, about 4 lines is pretty good. Now my circle is starting to look a little bit more like a sphere, like it might be a little 3D. Now to make it look like a disco ball, I need to do the same thing but on the other side of the circle. So I'm going to draw a line going horizontally now through the middle of the circle. And actually I'm going to turn my paper because it was easy for me to draw up and down. And I'm going to do the same thing, draw about 4 curved lines on either side of the straight line, from the top to the bottom. Just like that. And now my drawing looks kind of like a 3D disco ball. Now it's time to paint it. And I'm going to paint it with fluorescent colors because they're nice and bright, like a real disco ball is nice and bright and reflects colors. And I'm going to make sure when I'm painting all the little squares on my disco ball that I try not to touch 2 of the same colors together. So I'm trying to kind of separate the colors so that 2 of the same color doesn't really touch. You might end up having a few colors touching each other, but try to spread them out so that the ball is really colorful. And you can see the squares a lot better if they're different colors. So see how I did that kind of pattern here, where I'm trying not to have the same 2 colors touch each other. It is happening once in a while, but that's okay. Towards the end, I'll give you some metallic silver paint so you can fill in some of your squares with that, just to make it look a little more shiny. And I want you to fill in every single square as neatly as you can. Otherwise, you might lose the 3D effect of your drawing. So take your time, paint neatly, and again, try to spread the colors out good. The reason we used fluorescent paint is that this disco ball is going to glow under a black light.